Welcome back, Wolfpack. Today we are working on the volume and surface area of spheres. We've been doing volume, and so now we are adding in surface area, but just of the sphere today. The essential question is, how are the volume formulas for cylinders, pyramids, cones, and spheres related to the volume formula of a prism? So, the volume formula for a sphere is volume equals 4/3 pi r cubed. Pi r cubed. So we've done pi r squared a lot with area. Pi r cubed is what we will use for volume. Multiply it by 4, divide it by 3. So you could also write it as volume equals 4 pi r cubed and then divide it by 3. Hopefully you can remember that we use r cubed because we're dealing with volume. R cubed, we're dealing with volume. Surface area is 4 pi r squared. We know that area is pi r squared, so surface area is 4 pi r squared because it's the area of the entire surface. Let's go and do some examples. Example number 1. Find the volume formula of the sphere. Leave each answer, or leave the answer in terms of pi. So the volume formula is 4/3 pi r cubed. So volume equals 4/3 pi times my radius. Now my diameter is 6 feet. So my radius would be half, so 3 cubed. Volume equals 4 pi times 27 divided by 3. And then 4 times 27 divided by 3 is 36. Volume equals 36 pi feet cubed. We left it in terms of pi, so we did not multiply out by pi. Okay, again, 4 times 27 divided by 3 was 36. Now we're going to find the surface area. Again, leave the answer in terms of pi. Surface area formula is 4 pi r squared. Surface area equals 4 pi. The radius is 4. We'll be squaring that. Surface area equals 4 pi times 16. 4 times 16 is 64. It's 64 pi yards squared. Okay? It is yards squared, not cubed, because again, surface area is still only two-dimensional. Okay? So volume 4/3 pi r cubed, surface area 4 pi r squared. We're going to go ahead and skip, so make sure you are skipping along. Examples 3, 4, and the try it, and we're going to go on to example 5. It says find the volume of the hemisphere when the radius equals 5. Okay? So the volume formula for a whole sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed. But we're not finding the volume of the whole entire sphere. We're finding the volume for half of it. So we're also going to need to multiply it by 1/2 as well. Okay, so that kind of looks kind of messy. So over here I'm going to take my 4/3 and I'm going to multiply 4/3 by 1/2. Okay, what is 4 times 1? 4. 3 times 2 is 6. And so I'm going to multiply this. I'm going to use it. And if you wanted to reduce, you could. 4/3 actually reduce it. 4/3. 4/6 actually reduces down to 2/3 as well. But if you didn't catch that, you could just use 4/6. So instead of multiplying by 4/3 and multiplying by 1/2, I pre-multiplied them together and made it 4/6. So the volume equals 4/6 times pi r cubed. Volume equals 4/6 pi. The radius is 5. Volume equals 4/6 pi times 125. Okay, and so I need to multiply that out together. And when you multiply 4 times 125, you get 500. So volume equals 500 pi over 6. And if you divide 500 by 6, it is not an even number, so if you just want to reduce it, and I know that 2 can go into 500 250 times, and 2 can go into 6 3 times. And you could say that this is your answer, units cubed. Okay, or if you wanted to go ahead and do 250 divided by 3, it's a decimal, so I think it would be 83.33333 pi. You could write that as well, but 250 divided by 3 pi is the answer. So the trickiest thing here was we are taking the volume formula, which is 4 over 3 pi r cubed, but then we also had to multiply it by 1/2 because we're finding half the volume. So instead of having two fractions, what I did was over here, I went ahead and multiplied 4/3 by 1/2 together, which gave me 4/6, which is what I used in my volume formula. Okay, so that way I'm not dealing with so many fractions actually in the problem. Okay, we're going to do the rest of these in class together. These two formulas you will have to know. As I've showed you before, the volume formula is on the Geometry FSA reference sheet. The surface area formula is not. Okay, have a great day, Wolfpack, and I will see you next class.